Well, for the first time in 2 years, the Phillies are down here in South Florida where they'll play the Marlins. And yes, the roof is open. It's a beautiful night for baseball as the Phils and the Marlins get set for game one of this three-game series. All right, so earlier this year, the Phils took 2 of 3 for Miami. They outscored them 28-7. Excellent starting pitching and excellent work from the Phillies bullpen in that series. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with John Kruk. We'll hear from Greg Murphy in just a little bit. All right, so there's a lot of excitement down in the Phillies clubhouse today because Jake Arrieta makes the start. He's essentially the stopper for the Phils right now after losing the last 2 games against the Braves.
Yeah, and he's facing a team that's struggling offensively, but when you watch Jake Arrieta pitch, it's just something special. The way he can make the ball move, not only does he pitch north and south, but he also can pitch east and west, and these highlights are going to show you. Watch the movement on his pitch. There's a cutter that went away from Goldschmidt. He turns it in to a double play, the Phillies do. And then he runs one in on his fist, and he gets a grounder to third to Maikel Franco. But the movement that Jake Arrieta throws his pitches, the consistency in the strike throwing, there you see the athleticism, Tom. He can do it all. Watch his play right here. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable play by Jake Arrieta. But that's the way you got to try to score off of him. You got to try different things, squeezes, bunts, whatever, because you're not going to string hits together. Look at these numbers, though. 0.91 opponent's average after he gets strike one. He's just one of the best in the game. We're lucky to have him. But I'm going to make a prediction tonight.
Yeah.
Not only is he going to get a win, he's going to hit a homer tonight. I got a feeling Jake's going to go deep tonight.
Well, the roof is open. They do say the ball carries a little bit more when the roof is open for the Miami Marlins, who are really struggling, as you mentioned, since we saw them last. I guess they expected that they would struggle this year.
Yeah, I don't think there's any secret that they weren't going to be a very good team. You don't lose your 3 or 4 best players offensively and expect to pick up free agents or trades or whatever to make up for that. And you see what they've done. 6-12, only 3-8 at home. 3 runs scored or fewer in 10 of their last 14 games. That doesn't bode well for the Marlins when you're playing against a pitcher, when you have to face a pitcher like Jake Arrieta.
Yeah, the run differential, you saw that as well, how much they've struggled to score runs. Their pitching's actually been pretty good, their starting pitching. But tonight they'll have Dan Straley on the mound, making his 2018 debut. He'll be opposed by Arrieta, making his 5th start in a Phillies uniform. Well, there's a different lineup for the Phillies tonight, but Aaron Altair is in that lineup. He has been red hot for the Phils, and that's a good sign for them. When we get back to South Florida, we'll give you lineups at first pitch. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, America's best internet provider, according to speedtest.net. By Toyota. The Toyota Camry, Highlander, and RAV4 have something for everybody. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank, official bank of the Phils. Visit citizensbank.com. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at ibx.com. Finally, some rain has popped up off the coast, and they've decided with the winds blowing more than 25 miles an hour, they would close it now. The panels will eventually close, but it looks like that storm they were worried about has broken up, but they're going to keep it closed for tonight. So I apologize, everyone.
Are you disappointed in that?
I am very disappointed because it was a beautiful atmosphere to watch a ball game. Let's take a look at the Phillies lineup.
Full of it.
Brought to you by Xfinity, America's best internet provider, according to speedtest.net. Well, one of the biggest changes that we've seen is that Rhys Hoskins is moved up to the number 2 spot, and Carlos Santana slides down to the number 5 spot. We'll get into that a little bit as the night goes on. They will face right-hander Dan Straley, who's just off the disabled list. Straley making his 7th career start against the Phillies. Those are his numbers from last year. He was a pretty durable pitcher for the Miami Marlins.
Yeah, and he's been tough against the Phillies, but you know, you wonder how long he can go in this one tonight. I'm sure he's on a pitch count. You see his scouting report. Not a hard thrower. He's going to try to pitch with great movement, change speeds, and try to get these Phillies hitters off balance.
Well, the first pitch of the night is in there for strike, so we're underway. It's no balls and 1 strike to Cesar. Cesar was 0 for 8 in the series against the Braves, but he did walk 4 times. Down and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Cesar on the homestand overall was 11 for 36. That's some good numbers. Off speed pitch, 1-2. Phillies begin play tonight 16-11, a game and a half behind the New York Mets in the National League East.
What was that?
What? In the air to right center field. And Brinson is under it and makes the catch. Was there a sound that you heard?
Yeah, didn't you hear it?
I heard a whistle, but we've heard a lot of whistling over the last couple weeks.
All right, let's talk about Hoskins hitting second.
Here is Rhys Hoskins batting second. Gabe Kapler said that he was just trying to energize the lineup a little bit, switch it up, give it a different look going into this series.
Well, I mean, Rhys didn't swing the bat particularly well. I know he had 2 hits in the first game against the Atlanta Braves, but struggled after that. And if you want a guy to get good pitches to hit, you put him in front of your best hitter, and that's Odubel. So, of course, I'm sure people are probably saying, well, then how come Santana's been struggling?
Yeah, Santana's down in the number 5 spot. He has not been able to capitalize on Odubel batting behind him. 1 ball and 1 strike to Hoskins. He was 2 for 11 in the series against the Braves. Had the 2 hits against Tehran in game 1. Murph, what did Hoskins have to say about batting second?
I had that very conversation with him before the game, Tom, and you know, it's exactly what John just said. He said for him, first and foremost, he said from a selfish standpoint, he gets to hit in front of Odubel Herrera, who's one of the hottest hitters in baseball right now, so he thinks that that's a good spot for him. And also, as you said, John, he's going to see some different kinds of pitches. Probably expect to see a little more fastballs batting in the 2 holes, so he's looking forward to it. And he said, and overall, you know, mixing up the lineup every once in a while, give this team a little bit of jolt of energy is probably a good thing as well.
Outside, ball 4, and Hoskins draws a walk.
It's working already.
Yeah, it is. And Odubel Herrera's coming up. Time now for our Nissan upgrade. Upgrade to the technology of tomorrow today. We look at Rhys Hoskins' numbers on the road, a .361 batting average on the road, which is tops in the National League. How about Corey Seager? He's 3rd, but he's out for the rest of the year.
That's awful.
He's going to have Tommy John surgery.
Such a great young talent, and you know the thing is he is young, so he's going to have a lot of time left to come back and play. But shocker.
Off the glove of Castro and into right center field, so Odubel reaches base safely again. Boy, he is red hot.
Yeah, and if Hoskins isn't on base, that's probably an out, because Castro could play deeper and not in double play depth.
Well, that is 30 consecutive games that Odubel has reached base safely. Boy, he hit this one right on the nose.
Yeah, he did, and it did tip Castro's glove, but that ball had some. Well, we used to say it had some hair on it. That thing was hit so hard.
Here's Aaron Altair. Altair was 3 for 7 against the Cubs, or against the Braves, I should say, and he smashes that one to center. But Brinson's playing out there. Hoskins tags but doesn't advance. Boy, Altair hit that one well. That may have been out of our ballpark.
Hey, Tom, before we get any deeper into this ball game, just condolences on the roof closing. I know how
Very
excited you were all day that the roof was going to be open tonight, and then they just dashed your dreams with 10 minutes to go before the game.
Yeah, Marlins officials came in and they apologized.
As they should.
They said it's only the second time that they've had.
Moment of silence.
We didn't go that far. We probably should have.
Murph, do you think he's the only one that wanted the roof open?
Who, Tom?
Yeah.
Well, but Tom's been talking about it since last year. It's important to Tom. So, therefore, it's important to me.
I know
Thank
one
you,
thing.
Murph.
Yeah, you were down there. I was up here chasing papers around.
Well, Johnny, everybody needs a little exercise.
Well, I didn't need that much. I'm feeling a little winded.
Well, here is Santana, who's up in an RBI situation. He's 0 for his last 10. And he bounces it foul, 0-2. Well, there's Derek Jeter. We can blame him for closing the roof. He does have a degree in weather technology.
From Michigan?
Yeah,
Did he go to Michigan?
He was supposed to go to Michigan.
He's from Michigan and North Jersey,
Yeah,
right?
born in the Great Garden State. Rudders lead off. No balls, 2 strikes to Santana. And he hits it the other way. Boy, teams really do pitch him away, don't they?
Is he like? Yes, they do. But let's not talk about that.
Okay.
Do you think, is Jeter the only owner that is owning a part, or have part ownership in a team, but he has played against most of the players that are still playing today?
Yeah, probably.
Murph, look that up.
I mean, Michael Jordan maybe, but I don't think Jordan played against a lot of those guys.
Where's Carl? No help.
No help from Carl. One ball, 2 strikes. I guess Don Mattingly is still getting on the third base umpire, the young umpire, Quinn Walcott.
Yeah, this is one thing you have to watch because there's not a lot of people here.
You can hear a lot.
There's going to be a lot of echoes. Found that out in Atlanta one year.
Bouncing ball up the first base line, foul. Murph, you have a weather update?
We do have a weather update. I am being told that the panels out there in left field will remain open, Tom. I know it's not the whole roof.
Well, it's something.
But it's something for you.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to appease you. So unless the weather turns, south here in South Florida, then those panels are going to stay open.
Storm broke up, Murph.
It happens.
Down low, 2-2. They have done a better job with playing the games with the roof open. In fact, we said this is only their second game, the roof closed. Usually it's the reverse. But the new ownership wants the roof open more, particularly early on in the season. Later on, when it's 100 and a threat of rain every day, they'll have it closed most times.
Yeah, with 120% humidity.
Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Santana. Bouncing ball to first and smothered by Dietrich. And the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 men left. On to the bottom of the first. Here comes Jake Arrieta for the first time. against the Marlins, warming up out on the mound, getting set to face the Fish. Let's take a look at the Marlins lineup, brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity Wireless, rated #1 by speedtest.net. JT Realmuto leads it off. We didn't see him earlier this year. Martin Prado is back in lineup. Castro will hit third, facing Arrieta, who comes in with a 3-0 record, an ERA of 1.82. 18 strikeouts in 24 2/3 innings for him so far. Said today that he's feeling good going into this start, feeling very loose. And although he was having a little trouble early on with the command of his breaking ball in his last game, John, the movement on his fastball and sinker were really top notch.
Yeah, and you know, he doesn't throw as hard as he used to, but he's, you know, with the decrease in velocity a little bit, he has more movement now. And you know, when I watch him pitch, when he was with the Cubs and now, of course, with the Phillies, I don't see how anyone hits him. Like I put myself in the batter's box when I watch guys pitch, and like when I watch him, it's like, how would I approach this? Because, you know, like I said in the open, he can make it. He can pitch up. He can pitch down. He can pitch east to west too.
2 balls and no strikes to JT Realmuto. 3 for 11 in the last series. Marlins were very happy to get him back off the early season DL. Don Mattingly, 165 wins here at the Marlins.
He's going to have the patience of Job this year.
Popped up first base side. Santana is there, and 1 out. Every time a Phillies pitcher records a pitch of 95 miles per hour or more, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. Martin Prado, no balls and 1 strike. Inside with a breaking ball, 1-1. Does it surprise you that Prado's only faced him 3 times?
Yeah, because he's been down here a while.
Or in Atlanta. Way outside, 2-1. Prado's had himself a nice career. He's been banged up a lot the last couple of years. Out towards second base, backhanded by Cesar, and 2 outs.
When you look at this Marlins team, you would have to think at some point, you know, Realmuto stays healthy, catcher who can hit, play multiple positions. We've seen him in the outfield. We've seen him at first. Prado, if he stays healthy and produces, and this guy too, Starlin Castro. Yeah, you wonder if those are going to be more pieces for this ownership group to trade and try to build through the farm system like they want to do.
Yeah, that is what their objective is. Castro takes a breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Castro 292 on the year, no homers, 9 runs batted in. Played with the Cubs up until 2015. So he was a teammate of Jake Arrieta. Two balls and 1 strike. Out toward right center field. That is well hit. Altair going back, and it is over his head. It's picked up on one hop, and Castro will pull into second base with a 2-out double. Well, that's his 5th double of the season. He hit that ball well.
Yeah, he did, but that's, you know, that's the case. You got 2 outs. You're behind in the count 3-1. Try to make him, if he's going to hit it out, make him hit it out to the biggest part of the ballpark, and he almost did, but you know, he wasn't going to give him anything he can pull to try to hit, you know, try to give him a 1-run lead. Now you just go to work on Dietrich.
Yeah, Dietrich 241, 0 for 5 lifetime against Arrieta. And a 93-mile-an-hour fastball in the inner half. That's when Jake said that, you know, he's feeling good, is when he is effective glove side. And that was a pitch that was glove side with some nice movement on it. Awfully close. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And that's a deception with Jake, because we talk about it all the time, how he throws across his body. You're a left-handed hitter, and a guy's throwing across his body, and he can throw it in, because your initial thought is everything has to be away. And so you start to dive a little bit.
Over to the right side. Santana has it. He takes it to the bag. So the Marlins leave 1 here in the bottom of the 1st inning. Well, yesterday during one of our telecasts, Mike Schmidt made a comment, and he has offered an apology for that comment. Here is his apology. During yesterday's broadcast, I made a mistake while attempting to be humorous. It was not my intention to offend anybody. My daughter passionately marches in support of the Me Too movement in Boston, and I support her in every way. I offer my sincere apologies to those who may have been offended. I know Michael took that to heart yesterday, and that is the apology that he just issued about a half hour ago. We'll be back with the top of the 2nd. Friday, May 11th. That's a 7:05 first pitch. It all wraps up on Sunday the 13th. It's hers Mother's Appreciation Day. Go to Phillies.com to get your tickets now. A lot of Phillies fans have made their way to the ballpark to watch this ball game, as Scott Kingery leads it off and hits it a mile in the air. And Martin Prado will make the catch. And 1 away.
Hey, what, we're swinging a lot of first pitches, aren't we?
Well, part of it, there's always that game plan, but part of it, Straley is around the plate. But as you mentioned, how deep is he going to go today? He's gone 5 innings and 5 1/3 in his last 2 starts down in the minor leagues.
Yeah, but you have to wonder, like, you know, coming off an injury. Yes,
right.
He pitched some minor league starts, but you know, how good is his command? You know, he walked Hoskins.
First pitch to Franco is outside.
He got behind Santana, right?
Outside, 2-0. Yeah, he did.
I mean, you know, if the game plan is what their game, you know, like it normally is take pitches, work counts, try to get deep counts. You know, you think a guy's making his first start of the season, you'd
push it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they're, you know, 2-0 breaking ball that probably wasn't a strike.
Straley was shut down because of right forearm inflammation on the 20th of March. He made 4 starts in spring training before the injury. That one's back near us, and it's 2-2. He was 1-0 with an ERA of 1.29. He said the frustrating part about the injury is that he was feeling really good. Obviously, by his numbers, he looked really good. But he wound up making 3 rehab starts. One was just a 2-inning stint. And as we mentioned, the other 2 were 5 innings and 5 1/3. Franco pulls it down the left field line, and that's going to drop in foul territory. I guess Cameron Maben thought it was going to be foul because he kind of slowed up as he went after it.
Yeah, kind of odd the way he went after that one. That ball was close to being fair, too.
Yeah. So watch right there.
I don't know if he thought, you know, keep him at a single. Well, they're going to move him over a little bit toward the line more, but I don't know if he would have caught it if he was running all the way. It seemed like he was content on if it was fair to keep Franco at a single.
Three and 2. Michael does have 6 hits and 15 at bats against Straley.
He's not used to playing with the roof closed. Maybe that was the issue.
That is true. He hasn't played many games with the roof closed. See, it affects everybody, John.
It is a mystery, isn't it?
At ball 4, so Franco walks. Second walk issued by Straley.
Now do you understand why swinging at the first pitches? I mean, it's all right, like Odubel, he's swinging a first pitch and get a base hit, but
yeah, Gabe talked today.
And Altair hit the ball hard too on the first pitch.
Gabe said today that they watched some film when they were going over the scouting report, some film on Straley from his rehab starts, and obviously a lot of film from last year. But he said that they wouldn't deviate their game plan. That one's hit well out to left center field. Going back is Brinson. It is off the structure in left center. A 2-run home run for Jorge Alfaro. That's his 3rd home run of the year. The Phils jump out to a 2-0 lead. Boy, he was hitting some bombs during BP today. And then a lot of times that doesn't always carry over, but it's carrying over here.
Well, we talked about it in the last homestand about the, you know, sometimes he overswings, he swings too hard, and he has such power. If he would just understand that he doesn't need to do that, he doesn't need to swing so hard. That was just a beautiful swing, and then with the contact made and his strength, you know, it's up in the sculpture. Almost hit a flamingo.
1 ball, no strikes to Arrieta, and Arrieta pops it up. Foul.
This might pick to click offensively.
That's right. John's called home run for Arrieta. One and 1 to Jake. My son Tommy just reminded me that Alfaro hit a home run here in the World Baseball Classic. That was the last home run he hit here at this ballpark for Colombia, and that helped them win that game.
He can't hit a homer. They're pitching around him.
You think he's going to get a cookie here?
He better get on one.
Oh. 3 and 2.
You know, when you're down on the field talking to people, it's amazing the things that run through my head when I'm up here, and that was one of them.
He hit it sharply past Prado. Well, it's not a homer, John, but he does keep the inning alive.
Well, it was his 2 strikes approach. You know, he's that type of hitter as a pitcher.
He's building for the cycle.
He is. Whoa, be nice.
There's Victor Arano, who is on the disabled list officially. He and Ben Lively. All right, so we have DL, 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 and DL. They're all sitting together. There's their group.
It's like they have the plague, man. When they're on the DL, you stay away from them.
Neshek threw today, and reports were that he threw well out of the bullpen, so he's getting closer as Hernandez takes low.
Got to watch too. Arrieta might take a base. Dietrich playing way up in front of him. He's going to get a good lead. Not so sure you want your one of your top arms to be stealing bases, but I think Jake.
Today's game is also available in Spanish. Just use the SAP button on your television or change the language through the menu on your cable box.
I think Jake's one of those guys that separates. You know, when he's out on the mound, he's a pitcher, but once he's off the mound, he's a fielder, and when he's hitting, he's hitting.
Well, that may be 2. Cesar is thrown out on the back end, so 6-4-3. That'll wrap up the top of the second, but Jorge Alfaro has given the Phils the early lead. It's a 2-0 lead as he hits this one deep off the arch structure in left center field. We'll go to the bottom of the second. 2-zip Phils. Baseball is coming to an end, but man, there have been some pretty exciting moments so far. Don't miss the next one. It's easy to stream your favorite team on all your devices with the NBC Sports app, and don't miss out on the next amazing moment. Well, Jake Arrieta has a 2-0 lead as we begin the home second. Jake, who has gone 7 innings in each of his last 2 outings. His battery mate, Jorge Alfaro, has given Gabe Kapler and the Phils a 2-0 lead. Gabe was talking today about, you know, how loose the clubhouse was. He made it a point of saying it during his pregame chat with the media. And then we were inside, me, Kevin Jordan, and Scott Fransky inside in his office. And they were playing some game. It was kind of like, you know, your old clubhouse, John. I mean, there was so much activity in the clubhouse before the ball game. The last few years, in some ways, guys have been on their iPads, they've been on their phones, but the ping pong has opened things up a little bit. But it was loud and it was energetic before the ball game. It was kind of like, you know, like I said, like when you played.
I hope they weren't doing the same things we were doing.
I don't think they were.
Good.
Here's Brian Anderson.
Seemed to be a little more classier bunch than we were.
First pitch to Anderson is up high. When we last saw the Marlins, Anderson was playing third, but they've got him playing right field now just to keep his bat in the lineup.
He does lead him in RBIs, so yeah, you can see why with getting Prado back, you'd want this guy in there.
Long throw for Franco. Boy, he was right on the money with that. And one away.
Tell you what I noticed about Franco, he has a pretty good clock. Like, he wasn't rushing that one, even though that ball was deep down line. Watch him. Watch him. He backhands this ball, sets, takes his time, and makes a good throw. He didn't rush it. He didn't throw it off balance, and perfect throw. And Anderson, of course, thought it was foul, I guess, so he didn't get out of the box too
Yeah,
good.
I didn't realize that he was slow out of the box.
Either. I thought he was faster than that.
Outside to Cameron Maben. One ball, one strike. A little looper out to left. It'll drop for a hit. Second hit for the Marlins. And Miguel Rojas is coming up. Rojas has hit in 12 of his last 15 games here at Marlins Park. As they'll keep an eye on Maben.
I think he had Cameron leaning a little bit there. Yeah, that is one thing with Jake, is you can run. And with that crossfire, it takes him. Watch how he comes set as he's open, like an open stance as a hitter, so he has a longer way to go to get to that crossfire delivery.
What a two.
Like a little bigger lead for Cameron Maben.
Maben last year stole 33 bags as another toss goes over and he just gets back. He had 33 steals. He was caught 8 times. Low, 2-2. Runner goes. Pitches off the hands down the right field line. Altair coming in, and it's a foul ball. The good news is it would have only been a single because Maben was waiting to see where it drops.
Yeah, and Maben probably wouldn't have been able to get the third on the first to third. He sees the ball go up. He looks like he watches Aaron, and Aaron sees Aaron closing on it. Oh, he's not going to get it. I mean, he did the right thing. The last thing you want to do is start running back to first, and Aaron doesn't catch it, but he catches on a short hop and he gets a force at second.
Time is called. Runner goes again. Pitches bounce foul past Freddie Gonzalez. And we'll start it over again. 2-2 as Maben will head back to first. Maben's wearing that patch on his sleeve like the rest of the Marlins in honor of the 25th anniversary of the Fish. He was actually part of the Fish early on in his career. Came from the Tigers over to the Marlins in the Miguel Cabrera deal. Goes again. Pitch is lined to center field, a base hit. Maben's on his way to third, and he'll get there easily. So first and third with one man down. And that will bring Lewis Brinson to the plate. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Brinson hitting a .163. Got a curveball down and away.
Three homers, 8 RBIs. That didn't...
He has 5 extra base hits. Runner goes from first. Throw to second base is not in time. The throw was there. The tag was a little slow. Cesar is saying, I guess in his body language, that he may have gotten Rojas. James Hoy is the second base umpire. Gabe Kapler's going to peek at it. It looked like his hand got in there, which was the call.
No challenge. And this is what you have to do against Arrieta. We talked about that you're not going to string many hits together. You know, you get on, you got to run. You got to, you know, try to disrupt what he wants to do out there, and that's, you know, quick, throw strikes and get in and out of get in and out of the dugout.
Good curve. 2-1. Take another peek. A little slow-mo. Hand is on. And now the tag is applied. Phillies will play Santana up and the rest of the infield back. Had a long talk today with Gabe Kapler about playing the infield in. Ground ball to shortstop, so a run will score. They'll get the out. And it's now 2-1 ball game. We're talking about playing the infield in or back in certain situations. And Gabe said that he has put together notes and stats on those situations, because there have been times this year where the Phillies have played the infield in at moments where they would usually play the infield back, like play the infield back. You're up 2-0, and he said there's a formula that they have that dictates when they'll play the infield in, and it's not the normal way a lot of times. He said because the data has told them that if they play the infield in during certain occasions, there's an equal chance of the infielders to get a ground ball playing in, and if they were played back. Does that make any sense? You know,
not really.
They played back. If they played back, the same ground ball would be hit to the infielders if they played in.
Yeah, I got you.
Strelly shows bunt, and it's 3-0. And ball 4. So Strelly walks. That's the first walk issued by Arrieta.
This isn't what Gabe Kapler and Rick Granich were looking for. You know, he'll have over 40 pitches in just 2 innings. That's a lot. And you hope it's only just over 40. This guy hitting.
Yeah, he was out with a bruised back when the Phillies last saw the Marlins. Outside, 1-0. Check swing.
Smart. Kyle Farmer let that thing roll. You never know.
It might have enough spin on it where it'll come back.
Yeah, there's been enough guys running to first base that it might hit something, and you know, a little piece of dirt or something, and kick back. It's not sharp right now.
No.
It's not that he's missing badly. He's just missing though.
Outside, 3-1 a Real Muto. Well, this is a key pitch right here.
Well, you know, you look at the Marlins lineup though. There are a lot of veteran hitters in this lineup, and even though they've been struggling to score runs, there's
bouncing ball to second base, picked up by Cesar, and the inning is over. So minimal damage. 1 run does score. 2 hits, 2 men left. We move to the 3rd. Rhys Hoskins will lead it off when we return. .com. Go to the fans section for all the information, John. And please submit your answer on the subject line. The question is, who's the only player besides Giancarlo Stanton to hit 20 or more home runs in one season at Marlins Park? So 20 or more home runs here at Marlins Park in one season. Answer will be revealed a little later on.
Getting good at this.
Giancarlo's with the Yankees. Ozuna is with the Cardinals.
Yelich
with the Brewers.
D. Gordon's in Seattle.
Playing center field.
So technically the Marlins got rid of 4 outfielders.
Yeah. Here's Rhys Hoskins, who walked his first time up. So batting second for Rhys is not a whole lot different landscape for him. He did it a handful of times, if not more, in spring training. And part of what Gabe said, he pointed out a couple of hitters, several hitters around baseball that are batting second more often. RBI kind of guys. Trout is the leader that he pointed out. Chris Bryant has done it 12 times. Trout's done it 28 times. Chris Bryant's done it 12 times. Aaron Judge has done it 27 times. He has 7 home runs, 18 RBIs. Gene Segura, who probably is more of a number 2 hitter.
You know, one time through the order, you're not a leadoff hitter. You're not a second. Like right now, he's a leadoff hitter.
Right.
You know, if he throws you something, you try to hit it as hard as you can. If you know, but you're a leadoff hitter. Get on base.
Out toward left field. And Maven comes in. Just barely got him to reach for that one. And Odubel's coming up.
What I'm saying is you don't change your approach if you're Rhys Hoskins because I'm a second hitter now. Like it's not like you want him to try to hit behind a runner to advance him. You know, you still want him to be the power guy who can hit the ball out of the ballpark. You don't. It just doesn't matter where you're hitting in the lineup. You don't change what you're doing, really. I know I let off a handful of times. You know, and it was. I didn't know what to do, so I just asked the hitting coach and said, you know, what do I have to take pitches? And he said, no, if they do like the first one, let it go. And I think I hit my first home run off first pitch off Dennis Eckersley, leading off. I think that's how it happened.
Now, did they put you as the leadoff hitter because you're patient at that point, or contact, or just that you got on base?
I think they just, you know, wanted to shuffle things up and try something different. I mean, I had some pretty good guys hit behind me. Gwynn, Garvey, McReynolds, Nettles.
They can get you home.
Yeah.
2-2.
You know, you talk about Odubel and you talk about other hitters on this team. You know, look where the defense is playing him. They're all straight up because he can hit the ball to all fields. You know, I never understood that. Why do you restrict yourself to one side of the field? And they're doing the same thing with Aaron. They must not shift a lot.
You know, I didn't notice it before with Hoskins or even with Santana because teams have been shifting against both those guys. A throw over, and Odubel is back.
I should have asked Don Mattingly if Bohr was available to pinch hit. Was out with what, back spasms?
Back spasms, yeah. He took BP today, though.
Yeah.
Mm. 1-1. The breaking ball that drops in. Derek Dietrich thinks that he may have gotten Odubel Herrera when he put a second tag on Odubel.
He looked in the dugout. There's Eli on the phone, but he looked in the dugout. Don Mattingly didn't budge.
Yeah, Mattingly just pointed to the mound. Tim Walk is off the phone, so I think they're in agreement that Odubel did get back and kept on the bag. Fouled back, and 1-2. I will say that Altair looks quicker at the plate. Foot down, bats going through. Even his outs, as we saw in his last at bat.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's, you know, when you're, it's tough to look up at the scoreboard and see hitting one something. When you know he just missed. Sorry, Tom. I'll handle this for you. But you know, he's too talented to stay that way. And with Aaron, because he's tall and because he has a little bit of a leg kick, you know, it might take him a little more longer to get out of a little slump like that because of timing.
Mm-hmm.
I think Odubel might be taken off here.
Odubel has stolen just one bag so far this year. Swing and a miss. So Odubel doesn't go. Strikeout number 1 for Straley.
Little slider by Straley. Good, really good pitch. Good location. Aaron with the big swing. Swings through that one. Now we got 2 outs. And I'd like to see Santana. Now they're shifting with Santana. I mean, they're saw Starlin Castro out there pregame. You see him way out there in the short right field. He was taking grounders back there.
There goes Odubel. Pitch is taken high. Throw to second base is in time. That throw was on one hop. Rojas is coming out limping. And Odubel caught stealing to wrap up this third. We'll go to the bottom of the third here in Miami. New Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. And buy Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Hello, with John Kruk and Greg Murphy. I'm Tom McCarthy. The Phillies lead it 2-1. As we move to the bottom of the third inning, Martin Prado leads it off. At a first pitch over, it's no balls and 1 strike. Prado grounded out to Cesar his first time up. And it's inside. Martin Prado has been a pain in the Phillies side for a long time. 303 hitters. You see Rojas walking off the pane of awkwardly stepping on the second base bag to apply that tag.
Yeah, it looked like Odubel's elbow hit him in the foot area, the toes of his spikes.
Upstairs, 3-1. So Prado, for his career against the Phillies, is a 303 hitter in 495 at bats. He's got himself a season's worth of numbers.
Tell you what, Jake's racking up the pitches, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
This will be his 50th.
Back toward the middle, slowed and picked up and dropped by Kingery. Slowed by Arrieta's foot. I think Kingery tried to barehand it. It'll be an infield hit. And the Marlins have a base runner to lead off the third.
Yeah, I think this is something that Scott will learn. You know, Martin Prado used to be able to run a little bit, not so quick, and I think he could have gloved that one and still had a chance of getting Prado. He didn't have to barehand it. I think he thought with the runner who he thought probably had better speed than what he does now in his career. He thought he had to rush it, but he didn't. But it's where you got a veteran pitcher who tries to pick up your teammates.
Yeah, Sterling Castro is now the hitter, and he takes strike 1. Castro doubled his first time up. Outside, 2-1.
You wonder, with all the pretty colors that the Marlins have, the yellow, the teal, the orange, why they went with the black helmet. They could have like
orange,
a teal
like
colored
the old Astros
helmet.
orange.
They used to have the teal helmet though, right?
They did have the teal, yep.
And the sleeveless. Oh man, those were pretty.
Inside, 3-2. Well, they wear orange jerseys from time to time.
Very colorful.
Yeah.
But isn't that what you think of when you think of Florida, South Florida? Colors, pastels?
Well, which is why they changed the colors when they moved into the new ballpark to accent the orange a little bit more with the teal and a little blue. Runner goes from first. Pitches bounce foul toward the dugout. And we'll do it all again.
I think.
Here's the orange. Although I have to admit I haven't seen them wear it that often. Runner goes again, and a ball 4. Second walk issued by Arrieta. And Derek Dietrich's coming up. Next week, when the Phillies return to Citizens Bank Park, they'll begin a 4-game series against the San Francisco Giants. Wednesday the 9th, a reminder that all fans will get that cap right there. It's Teva Respiratory Night at Citizens Bank Park. You can get tickets for all 4 games by going to Phillies.com. Tell you, Derek Jeter looks like he's in pretty good shape. Retirement has kept him trim. Did you ever want to own a team?
What? No. I don't want to do anything where I have to be on call 365 days a year.
That's a great point. I mean, you would think after just retiring recently that he would want some more time away.
And he just had a baby, but maybe he has that, like like Larry Bowa. He has to be involved in the game somehow.
And doesn't want to do it in the dugout.
Yeah.
Dietrich slams one to deep center field. Odubel's on the run out toward the wall. He jumps and he can't get it. It's picked up by Altair. 1 run is in. And that's all the Marlins will score. And Odubel's frustrated with himself, and we're tied at 2. Well, Dietrich hit that ball a long way.
Yeah, and we've seen Odubel makes a couple great plays already, robbing home runs. You just had to think that, he's probably going to catch this one. I think he just mistimed his jump, or he would have had it. Look, he starts a stutter step right there, and then he jumps, and I think he thought he was closer to the wall than he was. If he takes another little half step and jumps, he gets it. And now it's interesting that they're playing the infield in.
All right, so tied at 2. This is where some of those numbers come into play. It doesn't matter here as Anderson hits it to the gap in right center field. 2 runs are in, and Anderson on his way to second will get there sliding, a 2-run double, and the Marlins take a 4-2 lead.
Well, you love that approach by Anderson, trying to, second and third, no outs. You're still trying to move runners, even though the infield's in, so he shoots it the other way, and he comes up with the bonus plan. 2 RBIs, and he's now on second base with no outs. Cameron Maven's already gotten 1 hit today. They're starting to get some activity in the Phillies bullpen too. You wouldn't think so with Arrieta. That goes the streak, right? 3 earned runs or less.
Yeah, his streak had carried over to last year.
3 earned runs or less in his last 18 starts.
Yeah, dating back to the 2nd of July, 2017. A 2.16 earned run average during that time. Well, still nobody out. Bouncing ball back toward the middle. Kingery has it, throws low, dug out by Santana, safe at first.
Well, they didn't even wait. They didn't even wait for Santana for nothing. Rob Thompson ran right to the phone. That is close.
Yeah, Maven can run.
He can, and that's what's amazing. How many of these bang plays that even with replay they're tough to tell. And these guys get them right most of the time. The umpires, I mean. Either way, Anderson's at third base with less than 2 outs.
All right, so they're going to check that one.
Now, if he is end up being safe, now you have that stolen base threat. You're looking at the potential of a bigger inning than what they've already had.
Yeah, I think he's out, John, just by the initial review, the replay. He took a really long leap at the bag. See, watch it here.
Got him.
Ball is now in the glove, foot is not on the bag. Yeah, so this will be overturned, and it's quickly overturned. And there's the signal from Jeff Kellogg. Well, it's a heck of a play by Kingery.
A heck of a play by Kingery, a heck of a play by Santana, and good hit by Cameron Maben. I mean, all around good baseball right there. Now you got another runner on third, less than 2 outs. Rojas has a base hit, right? His first at bat.
Yeah, Rojas singled up the middle.
You know, four runs across the plate already for the Marlins, and Phillies back with the infield in.
First pitch outside, 1-0. Yaxel Rios loosening in the pen. Bouncing ball, 2-1.
Well, you got to give these Marlins a lot of credit. They're putting up some good at bats against Jake.
Over toward third, diving stop. Franco to his feet in time. A run scores. That is a fantastic play by Michael. It's an RBI for Rojas. It's 5-2 Marlins. But hey, the Phillies need all the outs they can get at this point.
That's a heck of a play by Franco. And again, that clock, the strong arm. But, you know, great base running too by Anderson, going on contact. As soon as that ball left the bat, he was gone. But that ball gets down in the corner. Another extra base hit for the Marlins. But Franco said, "Yeah, I'll handle this one."
Brinson takes in tight, 1-0.
I didn't think this is the way this game was going to start out.
No, not at all. Over to third again. Nice hop this time for Franco. And he takes care of Brinson. But the Marlins do score 4 runs in the inning. They got a couple doubles, 3 hits overall, 5-2 Miami as we head to the 4th. delivers all the brands you need to keep your facility running, like Scott products that deliver superior value and an optimum balance of quality and affordability. All delivered for free by who? Who but W.B. Mason. Well, Jake Arrieta, 5 runs, 6 hits over 3 innings. Rick Craddock's very familiar with Jake from their time together in Baltimore. And now Carlos Santana will lead it off as the Phils trail it by 3. First pitch outside corner, and it's 0-1.
Well, time to start the comeback.
Yeah, I think what you were saying too about the approach to Straley, you can be a little more patient. I mean, he's walked 2 so far, make it a 3. Maybe get some base runners against him. In the air to center field. Brinson will glide under it and wait. 1 out. And here comes Scott Kingery. Kingery celebrated a birthday yesterday. He and the Fanatics celebrated yesterday.
What is he, 24?
I think it's 25. Let me check.
He's getting old.
He is. No, Johnny, you're right. 24 years old. One ball and no strikes to Kingery. And he fouls it. Got the home plate umpire, Jeff Kellogg. It was also Lowell's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Lowell. Sorry we didn't get you anything.
Oh, we did. We got him the same thing we got him last year.
That is true.
Gift card from nowhere.
Yep. An opportunity to enjoy a ball game.
Enjoy a ball game on his birthday.
2-1. Kingery last time up popped out to third base right up the line. This one he pulls into left field, a base hit. He's going to test Maben here. Maben's throw will not get there in time. Kingery too quick, and he has a 1-out double, his 8th double of the year. He's now hit in 4 consecutive games.
Yeah, that was a good, really good swing. He laid off a couple tough pitches, got one he liked and didn't miss it. Needs about 150 more of those this year.
That would be great. That'd be a heck of a rookie year.
Be a lot of doubles too, probably some sort of record.
Franco walked his first time and then scored ahead of Alfaro on this 2-run home run. Pickoff play is on. By the way, you know what I just noticed? The bullpens are back to the old way. The Phillies bullpen is in right center field, and that's the Marlins bullpen. The last several years they had flip-flopped them. There's the Phillies bullpen. That was the Marlins bullpen the last several years. Franco fouls it. Part of it was because the Marlins bullpen did not want to be out near the Clevelander. Well, there's music blasting and other distractions. It's a little more subdued this year.
I guess they're testing their young kids in the bullpen.
I guess.
Attention spans. Well, it's quiet in here right now. If they were playing music out there, I'm sure we'd hear every word.
It is one of the more quiet ballparks. I mean, obviously there's never huge crowds, but it's still very quiet. 1 ball, 1 strike to Franco. And Franco lifts it out toward left field. Maben's going back toward the wall. He jumps and he can't get it. A 2-run home run. The Phils are within 1. Maikel Franco, his 4th homer of the year, 22 RBIs.
We talked about Straley struggling a little bit with command, and that was a breaking ball. The Real Muto wanted down the way. It stayed center and just barely over the fence, and the outstretched glove of Cameron Maben out there and left. But hey, they score, we answer. That's a beautiful thing.
That was a long home run, and now Alfaro hit a home run his first time up. Alfaro making his 16th start.
And we have two starting pitchers right now that are just, they're struggling to find the strike zone and to throw it where they want to throw it. But you got to give the hitters credit. They still have to hit it.
Fly ball short right. Castro, the second baseman, is out, and he'll put it away. 2 outs. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Well, the launch angle on Maikel Franco's home run right there, 27 degrees, which is about what you would think. But how about T-Mobile's built for baseball tonight? Because we're talking about lack of launch angle. This was Odubel Herrera's home run against the Braves. How about 16 degrees of launch angle? And then the next day, Maikel Franco, his one to left. How about 15 degrees of launch angle? Well, why is that important? Well, if you're looking at the lowest launch angles in all of baseball in 2018, that of balls that left the park, they are the 2 lowest. 15 degrees from Maikel Franco, and Odubel Herrera with his 16-degree, 2 line shots that got out in a hurry. Not a whole lot of launch angle, but they're 1 and 2 in baseball this year. There you see it. Albert Pujols and Hunter Renfroe are the other 2 on the list. But you know what? That's all you got. 15 degrees. You can get it out if you hit it hard enough, right?
Yeah, they hit it hard enough, and it flew out of the ballpark.
Happy birthday, Lowell, too.
And Arrieta.
That was the oddest walk
draws
ever.
a 4-pitch walk. And the inning is alive, or stays alive.
See, they heard me say Arrieta would get hit a homer, and they're pitching around him. They're not giving him anything to hit.
Well,
when they did, he only, a measly single.
What was it, 3-1 his last time?
Yeah.
Or 3-2? Cesar hit into a double play his last time up. Takes a changeup low.
I don't believe either starting pitcher is going to be out here too long.
JT Realmuto heading out to the mound.
That's visit number 1 if you're keeping score.
Number 1. Juan Nieves coming out to join the conversation.
Now, should that be visit number 2?
No, it combines into one.
All right.
That was early on a problem for baseball. They weren't sure if it would be considered 2 visits.
And some of the umpires were a little gray area there.
Yeah, the umpires said that the part of what they're challenged with is making sure that the press box knows, like Jeff Kellogg just showed, that it's 1 visit. But as it goes on, they'll put a visit and then they'll put how many overall. That one's pulled into right field, and that'll be an extra base hit. Arrieta's on his way to third, and Cesar to second. So second and third with 2 men down. Boy, that's a sweet swing, isn't it, John?
Yes, it is. Yeah, he got ahead 2-0. He took a fastball to get 2-1, and Straley threw him another one, and just so short, so compact. Not a lot of wasted movement, and he still has a little bit of pop to hit it out of the ballpark. But yeah, I don't care who was on first base. Ray Henderson got that ball quick.
He did,
and made a strong relay throw to Castro.
Well, now a base hit could give the Phils the lead. As Rhys Hoskins 0 for 1, he walked his first time up. And he pops it up. Castro along the rim of the infield will make the catch. The Phils leave a couple in scoring position, but they do get 2 back on the 2-run home run by Maikel Franco. Franco's blast goes into the seats in front of the Clevelander in left field. We've played 3.5. We're on to the bottom of the 4th. The Phillies trail it by 1. It's 5-4. .com. Well, we go to the last of the 4th inning, and we've seen the last of Dan Straley. JB Shuck is coming up to pinch hit. Maikel Franco's home run may have sent him to the showers. You know, they said they wanted him to be somewhere between 80 and 90 pitches, or at least in that neighborhood. But he's had some innings that caused him to work pretty hard to get through them.
Yeah. And the Phillies, could have been worse for Straley because they were aggressive early in the count, which normally they're a little more patient.
And a strike to Shuck. Yaxel Rios is again warming up in the bullpen. 0-2. Mirandy Gonzalez warming up for the Marlins. Swing and a miss. Well, that fastball had some nice life on it.
Went right after Shuck, hitting that outside corner. Pitch was a little more elevated than I'm sure they would have liked, but good enough to get the strikeout.
Now Real Muto 0 for 2 when he lines that one to left field. That'll be an extra base hit. He'll get to second easily. It'll be his first double of the year. John, I have to imagine that there are going to be teams that will want this guy even before the trade deadline.
Well, you know, like we said about he's a veteran catcher. He can also play first. He could play corner outfield, and he can run. You know, he's not a slug when he gets on the bases, or like a ball like that. That was an easy double.
Here's Martin Prado, who is 1 for 2. Good pitch by Arrieta, and it's 0-1.
Tell you what, those microphones down by the on-deck circle are picking up a lot of
clanking. I like it. I like hearing the glove pop.
I like hearing the guys walking. It reminds me of chomping on potato chips.
At a strike 3 called, which, I mean, you do have a couple bags, right?
Well,
2 outs.
They're tortilla something.
PJ Wheelahan's pitch cast. Yep, right on the line. That was a good sequence of pitches from Arrieta. And now Castro. Castro 1 for 1. Pulls that one to left field. On the run is Hoskins. He won't get there. Real Muto's going to score. Onto second base goes Castro. And he's there sliding. And the lead is now 6-4 in favor of the Marlins. Well, this is just, I think, one of those nights for Arrieta. Here comes Gabe Kapler. 79 pitches for Arrieta. And his evening is done a lot earlier than he had hoped. So a pitching change here in South Florida. Both starters are out. This is becoming a bullpen game. Yaxel Rios is the first one out for the Phils. We'll be back right after this. Be May 8th when the San Francisco Giants are in town. It's a Hatfield Phillies Frank Dollar Dog Night. Go to Phillies.com to get your tickets now. Nice dresses for those young ladies wearing. Arrieta and Rick Kranitz chatting in the dugout. It's just one of those nights for Arrieta. Here's Yaxel Rios on with 2 outs in the 4th inning. 0-1.
I bet people who are just turning in from this one didn't think it'd be 6-4 with Arrieta pitching, but give the Marlins credit, man. They're swinging the bats and they're running the bases, and their situational hitting's been really good.
Yeah, they have 5 doubles in this game. No balls, 2 strikes. Dietrich 1 for 2. He has one of the doubles. Came at his last at bat. And there's strike 3. A swing and a miss. Dietrich is down, and that'll wrap up the 4th. A run does score on the RBI double by Castro. We'll move to the 5th. Phil's down 2. Inning. Authentic Phillies fans have the chance to get great seats to a Phils game, an awesome hat, and other VIP surprises. Compliments of NBC Sports Philadelphia. Get discounted tickets plus free swag. Head over to Phillies.com/authentic-fan to grab your seats and hat now. All right, so on to the 5th inning. Odubel will lead it off. It'll be Herrera, Altair, and Carlos Santana against Merandy Gonzalez. This is his 4th ball game.
A lot of base runners. How about a couple here with the bomb?
Gonzalez, 22 years old. Marlins got him from the New York Mets organization. Curveball, 0-2. Gonzalez was acquired by the Marlins for A.J. Ramos, who was their closer at the time, Marlins closer at the time. Ramos is not the closer for the Mets because they have Familia. No balls, 2 strikes to Odubel. And that one's back toward the middle. Gobbled up by Rojas. And an out recorded here in the 5th.
How's the Marlins bullpen been as a whole?
Well, they've made a ton of changes since we last saw them. They still have Bear Claw. They still have the Guerrero kid, but they've put Dylan Peters, who was a starter, in the bullpen.
I mean, Ziegler's still their closer, I would assume.
Pitch outside. From an ERA standpoint, the Marlins team ERA is 5.29, which is 28th in all of baseball. Juan Nieves, his team has used the bullpen the 3rd most in all of baseball, 110 and 2/3 innings. Yeah, they've given up the 4th most home runs. This kid's got a live arm.
He does, and it's a short arm. And I know, Dubel has an open stance. He has a leg kick. These guys gave you trouble. The short arm guys. And you saw, Dubel take 2 pitches and then kind of reach out, punch one up the middle to Rojas. But it's when you have a leg kick, these guys are tough to hit off of because he gets to the point where he's going to release the ball and his arm's so quick from there. Did that make sense?
Yes. So if you're, your timing is sort of generated with a.
It's like hitting off. Like I know myself personally, because I had a leg kick, open stance, a leg kick. When you hit off those machines with the wheels, it was worthless to me because I couldn't do it. And that's kind of what this is like because you see the arm, and then the arm kind of drops and he kind of just pushes the ball, but he still has velocity.
1 ball, no strikes. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's a changeup.
Watch how he gets right to the top, and then all of a sudden the arm just comes through quick. He's not that big, straight over the top. Not as drastic, but a little bit like a guy that pitched when I played to Sid Fernandez.
Yeah, he had to be difficult to pick up.
I think he struck me out 13 times in the minor leagues in Double-A.
Outside corner, 3-2.
Dun, 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 and here comes the shift. Prado runs to play shallow right center. Rojas moves over to normal shortstop.
Bouncing ball back toward the middle. Well, they had the shift played perfectly the entire inning. And the side is retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Phils. On to the bottom of the 5th in a 2-run game. at bat in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, Jake's struggling all day with the command, all night so far with his command. And, you know, we've seen Odubel make so many great plays. We thought he would come up with that one, but Dietrich hits a double, drives in a couple. And so far, that's our Toyota turning point of the game, but hopefully we have another one in our favor, Tom.
That's right. Yeah, because they'll be facing a Marlins bullpen. Well, the Billy the Marlin dangle hat does not match up to the Fanatic dangle hat, by the way. The nose is all scrunched up.
Yeah, you know, we get spoiled, don't we?
We do.
With how great the Fanatic is compared to the rest of them.
I wonder how the Fanatics trip over to Japan went today.
That's right. There has to be some film. We have to get some film on that, right?
Anderson with a base hit to left center field. He's going to think about 2 on this one. Odubel gets it quickly, and Anderson stops at first. He's 2 for 3.
Tell you what, the Miami Marlins came out swinging it, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Maben took a long look over at Freddie Gonzalez.
Well, they've been aggressive. They've started runners. They've stolen bases. They've gone on contact with the infield end. Franco made a great play, but couldn't keep Anderson from scoring on that one. I think it was hit by Maben, wasn't it? Or no?
Which one was that?
Rojas. The grounder.
Oh, yeah, Rojas.
Rojas hit it because Maben got him over to 3rd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with the ball up the middle that was fielded by Kingery.
We had a review.
Nick Whitgren in the bullpen.
That might be a little eyewash to try to, you know, depending on what's on or who's on with no outs right here. The pitcher's up 4 more hitters.
John, just so you know, Mark Simon, who you used to work with at ESPN, he tells us that you were 6 for 21 versus Sid Fernandez.
Yeah, oh, he's a big Mets fan. Mark is,
with 4 walks.
Yeah, well, that was in the big leagues. Double-A,
oh,
not
double
so
A?
much.
Fly ball, shallow center field. That's going to be a tough play, but it's hanging up there for Odubel, and he puts it away. Well, Mark will get on that. He'll somehow find your numbers from Double-A.
They weren't too good.
Here's Miguel Rojas.
Matter of fact, I can't remember putting a ball in play against him.
In Double-A?
Yeah.
Well, what changed in the big leagues?
I have no idea. None.
When did you start the leg kick? Did you always have that?
No. I had a real close stance, and when I was an A-ball, I had my manager, who was also our hitting coach, Jack Malouf, who used to be down here with the Marlins. He said, you know, we got to get you to be able to pull a ball. I couldn't pull a ball. And so
the leg kick would help you pull it?
One day we went out, like I had a really close stance. And one day he came out, I went out early, we were in Reno, and he said, try this. And so I opened up my stance, I raised my hands up higher, and it felt good, you know, it felt different, but it felt good. And at that point I was willing to try anything. And my first at bat, I pulled a home run. If you ever been to the field in Reno where we played, there's a swimming pool out there, like a indoor, and it hit the roof of the swimming pool. And I'm like, wow. And I came around first, and Jack Malouf is a very religious man. He didn't curse, but he always said, suck an A. So when I came around third, he goes, how you like that? Suck an A, baby. I'm like, all right, we'll keep it. And so modified it a little bit here and there with Jack's help.
Rios throws high to second, but it's handled by Kingery. Double play. A 1-6-3 double play. So a clean inning for Yaxel Rios. 5 in the books. Kingery will lead it off when we come back for the 6th. Week has been very bullish at the plate for the first month of the campaign. Through the first 24 games of the season, El Torito was third in the NL in average, batting .341, and he had reached base safely in every game since September 27th of last year. In addition to his bat, Odubel's glove has been working as well, making plays behind his pitchers and saving runs. All aspects of his game are brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Yeah, Odubel extended the hitting streak, or the on-base streak today. Earlier in this ball game in his first at bat. So he's now up to 30 games.
Did Murph ever digest the? He said he was going to look up to see where that ranks in Phillies history.
Murph, did you ever find out where that ranks in Phillies history?
Still working on it.
All right.
Yep.
Get your calculator out.
Yep. Carry the one.
Mm-hmm. Here's Kingery.
Larry Anderson just sent me a text, Murph, and he said that 1 + 1 = 1.
That sounds about right for Larry.
Yeah. At this point in the night.
Yeah, it didn't shock us. Yeah, no more road games for Larry, but he still watches the games in Texas during them, which we appreciate.
He's trying to contribute from afar.
Yeah.
Kevin
Well,
Jordan's on radio tonight.
Yeah.
The third of the Kevins.
Yep.
He is working with Scott. Off to the right, out of play. No balls, 2 strikes to Kingery. There's KJ to the left, looking very distinguished in his reading glasses.
He's too young for those, isn't he?
I don't know if he's too young, John.
Wow.
Little low, 1-2.
Can they hear us in there?
No, they can't, but they'll find out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, without question.
KJ. We're all wearing glasses now. We're at that point. Kingery to center field, and Brinson makes the catch. 4 up, 4 down. Why did we get the horn? Don't you have contacts?
Well, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
I've had contacts since I was in 4th grade.
Well, but that's the same thing.
I don't have reading glasses.
Yeah, but you need them.
I don't need them quite yet.
Really?
Only
You
when
can't
I read.
I
Can't read.
It's good that you're staying hydrated. Got those bottles of water behind you.
Very important.
Murph, is it hot down there?
It's a little. No, it's not hot. It's nice. It's nice. I don't have a winter jacket on. I'm happy.
I think that's how we all feel.
Speak for yourselves. I think it's hot. Apparently, it's cooler here than it's going to be in Philly,
I
right?
did read that, yes. Temperatures are going to be in the 80s in Philly. Broken back ground ball for Michael. Castro plenty of time. And there are 2 outs. That bat will not be used in a baseball game.
Well, I don't know. Don't say that. Wood screws and some electrical tape.
That bat still might be used in a baseball
You
game.
never know. Well, I had one in high school. I used it until I think I was in the 11th grade. But I had so many wood screws in it and so much electrical tape.
No aluminum at that point?
Yeah, but you know where our bats were from back then? Reynolds.
Reynolds. Your wood bats or your aluminum?
No, aluminum were Reynolds.
Like from Reynolds Wrap?
Aluminum bats. Yeah.
They got out of the business.
Maybe too soon. Things ain't cheap now.
Nope. Like everything else, they come out with new ones every year for the kids.
And I'm pretty sure they're the same thing, just different number on it.
Different colors. Curveball, and it's 1-1 to Alfaro.
Yeah, the first aluminum bat I ever used was a Reynolds aluminum bat.
Wow.
from the Reynolds Wrap people, I'm assuming. Yeah, I think I used a wooden bat until I think I was in like the 11th grade. And then it was just destroyed. I mean, I could, you know, ran out of wood screws and electrical tape to put that thing back together.
And they never checked it.
Wow, come on, back then.
Opposite way for Alfaro. That's another hit for him. A 2-out single. He's
Nice.
2 for 3. And Nick Williams is coming up. Williams is 5 for 12 as a pinch hitter. Nice job by Yaxel Rios.
Yeah, it was. But my recollection is Nick does well here.
Nick does do well here. Nick actually had very good numbers against Straley. I thought he might be in the lineup today because of that.
Well, they know Nick will attack that first pitch fastball. And the veteran Real Muto says, no way, we're going to get a breaking ball.
Little floater out toward shallow left center field. Rojas sprinting out and makes the catch with his back to the infield. I didn't think he was going to get there. Well, that is a wonderful catch. It may have saved a run because Alfaro was already at third. Some excellent defense by Miguel Rojas. His pitcher certainly liked it. We move on to the bottom of the 6th. Report. And we take a peek on what happened with the Phil's minor leagues. We look at the South Atlantic League pitcher of the week, Spencer Howard. 6 innings, 2 hits, 7 strikeouts. He's 2-1 with a 1.89 earned run average. So congratulations to him. There's Zach Curtis, who the Phillies added to their roster today from AAA.
Still got the locks going, huh?
He sure does. I mean, those are long. Aderbry Ramos will take over on the mound.
Heck of a year by Ramos so far. He's been about as good as we've got down there.
Mm-hmm. 1 ball and no strikes to Brinson. By the way, Spencer Howard, just to give you a little bio on him. Phillies got him last year in the 2nd round from Cal Poly State University. He is 2-1 this year with a 1.89 ERA. He has 29 strikeouts in 19 innings of work. Just 21 years old. 2-1 to Brinson. Rivera in the on-deck circle to pinch hit. Fly ball down the left field line, hooking toward the seats as Hoskins gives it a look, and it's out of play. Kyle Bearclaw warming up at the bullpen. Well, they may have the last 3 innings kind of set up the way they want them, with Bearclaw, Whitgren, or Steckenrider, and Brad Ziegler. Swing and a miss. Good breaking pitch, 1 out.
You can just tell with Ramos the confidence that he's throwing with. I mean, this is a turn it loose slider right here. Look at that. Just that ball was a strike for such a long time and then broke out of the zone.
Well, Rick Kranitz is on the phone to Jim Gott to get somebody else up. As Rivera shows bunt, takes it back with the rest of his body, and it's 1-0.
First pitch for Ramos hasn't been exactly located well.
You know, that I think that's always been one of his issues. It's so weird how sometimes he just misses. Two and one. Two and two. All right, so now he's back even.
Here comes Mr. Slitty.
Yep, I would think so. There are patterns that you get into as a catcher, but sometimes those patterns against similar hitters will dictate success. On the inside corner, and a strike 3 called. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your local Chevrolet dealers and by Jefferson Health. Call 800-JEFF now or visit jeffersonhealth.org. Top of the order, JT Realmuto.
Larry Anderson was telling a story yesterday about a scouting report when he was pitching, and said half the guys were like, most of the guys on the team, you know, the scouting report was slider bat speed. So he said he went to the manager after the meeting and said, does this mean I have 3 days off? That is one priceless human being.
He's got it all stored in there, John.
He really does.
1 ball and 1 strike.
It's amazing. You can't remember where you laid down your keys, but something that happened 40 years ago, you're right on it.
He does forget where he lays down his keys. Boy, it really looked like he went.
Could have been.
There was some intent there too.
I had an umpire tell me that. He said, you had intent. I said, let me tell you something. I said, when the ball leaves the pitcher's hand, I intend to swing at every pitch. until I don't have to swing at it if it's a ball. Sometimes I'll swing at a ball. But I said the intent's always there, so does that mean every pitch is a strike? Didn't get a good answer on that one.
No, you probably confused the heck out of him.
I did. It was a series later before he asked me to repeat it, and I said I don't remember what I talked to you about.
3 balls, 2 strikes to Real Muto. Popped him up. Franco down the third base line and out of play. This guy is really a pain for the Phils. 269 lifetime hitter against the Phillies with 3 home runs. It just seems like his average is better than that. Behind the mound, yes it is. Kingery, well, he had to make a real quick play on that anyway. I don't think he would have had him. A base hit.
Yeah, I don't either. Like you said, even though he's a catcher, he runs well. And that was do or die for Scott. I mean, it's either you either get this on the short hop and quick transfer, quick throw with something on it, or else, yeah, that's all you can do. Yeah, he had no chance at Real Muto on that one. You got to keep him close. You don't want him stealing and letting a single scoring.
Tommy Hunter warming up in the bullpen. This is still a manageable game for the Phillies, trying to keep it at a 2-run deficit to get their offense going in the 7th. Oh, 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Runner goes. Pitch a check swing. Throw to second base. It's a seed. But Real Muto slides under the tag. They're going to take a peek at that. The Phillies are. They've already won 1 challenge.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if, up here we can't tell if Kingery gets him or not, but they're going to challenge him.
Yes, it looked like Kingery hits him right there. Right in the backside. Right there. And he's not on the bag yet. Well, the production layer usually is right on these.
Layer?
Yeah, layer.
Not a cavity on the road. We're not a cavity.
Well, we've been leaning on layer down there.
Yeah, they got him. You talk about?
Yeah.
Down to Shoei, right?
Yeah, down in the clubhouse.
That's a layer.
Yeah. We were coming up with names for it. Murph, you came up with layer, right?
I think I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been in that room. It's a lair. I don't think this should be taking this long.
No, it shouldn't.
Go tell him, Murph.
All right, on my way.
Right there. He's not even close to the bag.
Oh, I don't know.
Are you debating people down there, Murph?
What's that?
Are you debating people?
Yeah, yeah. Folks are saying no, but we're saying yes.
Attaboy. 2-6 on the putout. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. 6 in the books. Phillies have won a couple challenges. Now they need to get a couple runs. for your Delaware Valley Honda dealers game summary. 6 in the books. The Phillies trail it by 2. Jorge Alfaro and Mike Franco each have 2-run home runs for the Phils. Arrieta lasted 3 2/3, 8 hits, 6 earned runs. Brian Anderson is a 2-run double and a single. Dan Straley will not get the victory tonight. So now as we go to the 7th inning, Kyle Bearclaw will take over for the Marlins. 2.31 ERA. He'll face Cesar Hernandez. Cesar takes it side and low. Two and 0.
Base runners, base runners. 3 runs and 9 outs. We can do that.
Inside 3 and 0. And ball 4. Walked him on 4 pitches. Well, that's a nice way to start the 7th inning. Murph, let us know what's going on in baseball history today.
All right, I will, Tom. It's presented by Geico. April 30th, 1887. Phillies beat New York 15-9 in the first game played at Broad and Huntington Streets Park. That was later known as the Baker Bowl. The Phillies would, of course, play in the Baker Bowl from 1887 to 1895.
Wow. You're really going deep on that one.
Yeah, we had no video for that one.
Really?
No.
Still photos?
Maybe we could find a couple of those.
Yeah.
Murph, how can you find pictures of those? You can't even find out who has the longest consecutive streak of getting on base.
John, don't doubt me.
I never do, but I question you.
He's going to get it, John. He's going to get it.
He is.
I'm working on it.
First strike for Bearclaw. I saw that was our this date in baseball history. I went back and looked at the dimensions for the Baker Bowl. 341 to left field, 408 center. Right center was 300 and right field was 280.
Dead ball here, though. I'm guessing.
Well, it had a high wall too in right, kind of like the Green Monster. I don't think Reese thought that was a strike.
Need to get this young man rolling again.
Check swing. He went. And 1 away. Pretty good breaking pitch right there by Bearclaw.
Hey, couldn't get the fastballs over the plate to Cesar, so he went to the breaking ball. And, 2 strikes, you got to protect. You got to be a little more aggressive, expand the zone, and that was a big expansion, but it was a swing. You see, Reese is really, trust me, I've had that look on my face. Like you start questioning whether you've ever played before.
I would think there are days like that, weeks like that.
Oh, it's awful. It's like, I don't know if I've ever gotten a hit before, and I don't know if I'll ever get another one.
Odubel takes inside.
Well, how about a 17-degree launch angle right here over that Xfinity sign in right field, right into the Phillies bullpen?
That'd be beautiful.
It would be nice. Get this slider.
way outside. And now 2-0.
This is what's tough because Bear Claw's struggling with the fastball command. But do you have the guts to set on a 2-0 slider?
Oof.
And he throws a fastball down the middle and you have to take it? I think I might. I think I might right here.
And he
set
might
on a
too.
Slider.
Fastball down the left field line. That's going to drop for a hit. Cesar will hold up at second. Odubel has 2 hits tonight. And the Phils now with 2 on and 1 out. It's not too late to purchase a season ticket plan for this year. With as little as 8 games, you can become a season ticket holder and take advantage of some great benefits, such as flexible ticket exchange and donation program. Go to Phillies.com or call 215-463-5000 to purchase your tickets. Maybe get a chance to see Aaron Nola. Altair 0 for 3. And a breaking ball, and it's 0-1.
It's like I said, it seems like the pitch that he can command the best is the slider.
By the way, the Sixers have gone to halftime. They trailed the Celtics 56-45. No worries, though. They're a second half team, at least in the postseason. Right through the legs of Real Muto, and both runners will move up. And now 2 are in scoring position. Real Muto has 2 passed balls this year in a short period of time. That'll go down as a wild pitch.
Oh yeah, I was having, you know, I'm sure Real Muto will tell him if he watches film that I should have had my glove on the ground.
And his body maybe
and my
too.
body down, the other leg down, but that was a 54-footer.
1 ball and 1 strike. Well, he got a hittable pitch, a hittable slider. I think Aaron realizes that.
Yeah, and this is where you battle Bear Claw right here. You know, it's a 7th inning. You put a ball in play on the ground up the middle somewhere. If it gets through, you tie the game. If not, you make it a 1-run game. Last thing you want to do here is strike out.
Yeah, because the infield is back. They're giving you a run. Got a fastball, and he fouled it back to the screen. Thought he might go back to another slider.
I think Aaron did too. That's why he was so late on that one. And a good protect. You know, if you're watching the way this at bat has progressed, you would have to think he's going back with a fastball. It looked like with that swing, Aaron is sitting on the slider.
In the dirt, 3-2. It's a good hold. Santana's on deck. Boy, he is due.
Oh.
Three balls, two strikes. Inside ball four. The bases are loaded. Well, a nice at bat for Altair. Now the Phillies lead the National League with 12 come from behind victories. That's 6 more than the average. Well, if they come back and win this one, it would be another one. So here's Santana with the bases loaded. The infielders shorten up a little bit. They are overshifting, though. A huge hole on the left side.
This could be one of those situations. If he hits the ball to the right of Rojas, or to the left of Rojas, how are they going to turn a double play?
Yeah, it's true. We've seen that with the Phils.
Yeah, happened in New York.
Phillies base runners take their lead. And now we'll have a meeting on the mounds. They have plenty left. They're down to 3.
That's where Carlos, he has to get a good pitch, make sure it's a strike, and just put a good swing on it. You can't. Sometimes I think he's been getting a little over anxious and chasing early.
Inside, almost hit him. .319 hitter with the bases loaded. 2 grand slams. 1 ball, no strikes. Pickoff play on the wheel, or they wheel, I should say. And Odubel is back.
Who do they think they're messing with out there? Are those the Phillies fans groaning because he stepped off?
I think it's the Phillies fans. There's a large contingent sprinkled around the ballpark. You got Bearclaw battling Santana with a tying run at second base. Breaking ball 2-0. Well, he's got to come in with a fastball here.
I think he thinks that's his command pitch. But yeah, I mean, you would. I think if you're Juan Nieves out in the bullpen, Don Mattingly, if he bounces a slider 2-0 to a guy that's struggling, you have to think, well, you know, what are we doing here?
Gets a fastball and it's a strike. Might have been a little up, but it was in the zone. There's the numbers we were talking about. Nieves looking on. Three and 1.
And this is frustrating if you're the Miami Marlins coaching staff and your defense out there. You know, you battle, you get a lead. 7th inning, you can't throw strikes.
Ball is smoked into an open seat. do it again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Out towards center field. It's not hit that deep. Coming on is Anderson. He'll make the catch. And nobody tagged up, so they'll all have to go back. Cesar was halfway down the third base line. That's a heck of a catch by Anderson. John, Cesar has to be back at third base, doesn't he?
Yeah, he has to. I mean, you know, even if, you know, if he's diving for the ball and it hits the ground, you're still going to score with his speed, especially. Yeah, that's just a mistake by Cesar. You know, unless Dusty Watson was telling him, you know, halfway, make sure he catches it, or you know, I don't know. Let's put it this way. Yeah, there he goes, and
he thinks it's going to drop. He thinks it's going to drop,
but you can't assume it's going to drop. Even if he catches it with the dive, you still, or if it short hops him on the dive, you're still going to score.
Now Kingery takes outside. Yeah, he's got to be back tagging at third. I mean, it cost the Phils a run. Now Odubel was lucky that he got back and nobody was covering second base.
Well, everyone in the middle infield ran after it, after that ball.
1 ball, no strikes to Kingery. He has a grand slam this year. 1-1.
I'd take a broken bat single over Dietrich's head.
Check swing, fair ball, force out at home, and the side is retired. Bearclaw shaking his head, but he was able to pitch out of a jam. The Phils could have gotten at least 1. They don't get any. We'll move to the bottom of the 7th at 6-4 Marlins.
Out of Nick Williams, a fly ball. Look how far Rojas went. 24.2 feet. Distance he covered was 72 feet. 24.2 feet per second. And a heck of a play out in not even shallow left center. That's our Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers. Pedro Florimon in. Double switch. Tommy Hunter will be. I'll just take your job.
I appreciate that, John.
Tommy Hunter on for his 3rd appearance. This is 3rd appearance of the year.
Number 4.
4th appearance of the year.
Well, Carlos Santana frustrated after not getting the run home, partly because of a base running mistake by. So at least we assume that they weren't designed to do that. I mean, normally you. Well, as John said, you could score if the ball's dropped, and if not, you just coast home. Martin Prado will lead it off against Tommy Hunter. And a fastball just below the knees. Scott Kingery made the final out, so he is out with his double switch. Ramos pitches a scoreless inning in relief. To the right side, Cesar stays down on it. And a quick out here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, bullpen, keep it there.
One ball, one strike to Castro. Castro has been on base 3 times tonight. He has a couple doubles.
Wow. See Tommy Hunter asking, where is that?
I don't even think he got a response from Jeff Kellogg.
Well, if he did, I don't think he got the answer he wanted.
Well, he's still mad.
Yeah,
you can see it.
Very bad. You know, 3-1 or 2-2. Threw out a little harder than he has any other pitch, 97 miles an hour.
This is the pitch he was arguing about, P.J. Wheelahan's pitch casts. Boy, that's not even close to being out of the zone. Bouncing ball back toward the middle. Florimone is there. Throws not in time. Gabe Kapler decides not to challenge this one. He's won 2 challenges so far. And here is Dietrich. Starlin Castro now 3 for 3 in tonight's game. Tommy Hunter has made sort of an evolution over his career from being a starting pitcher early on with the Texas Rangers when he won 13 games in 2010. Hunter goes, pitches fouled into the seats as Dietrich broke his bat. The head of the bat went all the way out toward.
Look how clean that's broke.
I mean, that snapped right at the handle.
It looked like someone playing a trick on him and cut half of it with the saw.
Yeah.
Look at that. I've never seen that. Dietrich looking at the handle that was left in his hand like, how did this happen?
The ball hit right in that spot? I don't think it did.
I don't know. I mean, it got in there.
It sure did. Oh, yeah. No, it didn't hit right in that spot. See if Castro goes again. Popped up foul.
Sometimes a bat, it'll break. The wood will break inside and you can't see it on the outside. It'll crack on the inside.
So it may have already been broken.
Could have been.
Swing and a miss. Dietrich strikes out. 2 outs. Time now for the Ram Truck Stump the Fans Trivia Quiz answer. All right, John, the question was, who was the only other player besides Stanton to hit 20 or more home runs in one season here at Marlins Park?
I believe it happened last year.
It did.
Marcell Ozuna.
He had a fantastic season for the Marlins. 22 home runs last year here.
What do you have, 36, I think? Something like that on the year?
Marcell Ozuna had 37 home runs, 124 RBIs. He's not having the same success with the Cardinals, hitting just .250 with 2 homers and 17 runs batted in. He'll hit, though.
It hadn't been the greatest weather in the Midwest.
No, you're right. 318 over his last 5. Anderson has 2 hits. He's 2 for 3. Nice play by Jorge.
Man, Odubel's deep, isn't he?
He is deep. Yeah.
I mean, he's probably, what, 15 feet from the warning track, maybe? 10, 15 feet?
Yeah, I think he's between there, between 10 and 15. Shaded over toward right center just a hair.
Well, slider down and away right here. Won't have to worry about where Odubel's playing.
In the air to left center field. That ball is crushed, and it is gone. A 2-run home run, and that makes it 8-4. I mean, he crushed that ball off the, I'd say, the middle part of that structure. Second home run of the year. 4 RBIs.
Well, it wasn't a slider. It was a fastball a little bit higher than belt high. Look how far this baby goes.
Right off the sun.
It hit the sun.
Hit the sun.
I'd say if it hits the sun, it's a pretty good launch angle.
Sure is.
Just guessing.
Maben fouls it back. There's the sun, John.
Yeah, he just missed the bird. 29-degree launch angle. Apparently, that's the trajectory you need to get it to the sun.
That's what NASA uses.
Yeah.
Bouncing ball to third. Nice hop for Franco. And the inning is over. Well, the Phils could not capitalize in their half of the 7th, but the Marlins do in the bottom of the 7th inning. They scored 2. We'll go to the 8th. It's 8-4 Miami. Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Heard of your local Del Val Honda dealer. Visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by W.B. Mason. Who bought W.B. Mason for fast, free delivery? Nobody does it better. Downtown Miami, just a few miles away from this ballpark. Tommy Hunter not pleased about that home run. Wasn't pleased about a couple of calls in that inning as well. Well, it's a 4-run deficit staring at the Phillies as we go to the top of the 8th inning. And Tayron Guerrero will take over for the Marlins.
Oh, he's a tall drink of water.
He is. Throws hard.
I'd guess. 13 innings, 9 walks, 25 Ks. You got to be patient with him. It's not like a solo homer's going to bring us back. We need base runners and a couple hits with those base runners on.
Michael takes up and in. You all right, buddy? Too much popcorn?
No, not enough, apparently. I know, 99 miles an hour, first pitch out of the gate, huh?
Inside, 2-0.
Took something off of that one. 98. 98 still couldn't command it.
Two and one to Franco. Franco tonight has walked and scored. He's homered.
So you know how most pitchers go, you know, 95, 96. He went 99, 98, 97. I'm looking for 96 right here.
A line drive out towards center field. And Brinson made it look easy. And 1 out.
Tell you what, though, you got to be pleased with that swing, though, by Franco. At 99 miles an hour. And he didn't try to pull it. Hit the ball hard. Brinson just outran it.
Yeah, maybe a sign of things to come.
Yeah, you know what? He's been swinging it. And you know, we know that, you know, the 2 games against the Braves, and you know, other than a couple innings here, our offense is scuffled. I mean, I assume at some point that he'll probably move up in the order, right?
I would think so. Shaking his head after that swing.
If he keeps swinging it like that, though, he's going to be just fine.
And you're talking about even where the ball went.
Yes. Boy, these are just fun at bats. Got a guy throwing close to 100. Not quite sure where it's going to end up. So if you're real mute, though, you just put down the sign and put your glove right down the middle and hope he comes close to it.
What a 298. Nowhere near where real mutes wanted.
No, I mean, but you know, he throws one up and in. He throws a slider that almost hits you. Sure, the comfort level of the Phillies hitters, well, Franco and Alfaro right now aren't sure this ain't the most fun thing they've ever done.
Swing and a miss. 99 on that fastball. 2 outs here in the 8th inning. And that will bring Pedro Florimon up.
Well, no fooling around here by Guerrero. I'm going to throw it as hard as I can throw it, and if you can hit it, so be it. But if you can't, then go sit down. Guess what?
Gonna sit down.
He's going to sit down.
Oh, he's throwing her fastballs. That one at 100 miles an hour.
He threw one slider to Alfaro.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He did.
0-1.
Yeah.
That wasn't close.
Fans reacting to the 100 miles an hour that popped up on the board.
Eek.
101.
Starting to get loose. He might try to throw this one 157. 0-2, 2 outs, left-handed hitter. You don't have to worry about if you let go too early hitting a righty.
It's amazing.
It's the loudest the fans have been all night. They've
Well,
scored 8 runs.
They keep seeing it pop up on the board, and then they're watching. Got him. 98 miles an hour at a 1-2-3 eighth inning. Pretty dominating inning for Guerrero. The Phils go down in order. We played 7.5. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Marlins 8 and the Phillies 4. The bottom half of the 8th inning, and Zach Curtis will take over for the Phillies. Curtis just brought back up from the minor leagues, where at Lehigh Valley had an ERA of 2.61. John, was your mullet ever this long?
I don't think so. It wasn't as full.
Let's compare. John, that's pretty long. You had some good bounce to it.
I did, but it's not as full as his. His is more full.
His is fuller. I would agree with that.
Plus, I sweated a lot, so my hair was always damp. You've seen it.
I have. Here's Rojas to lead off the 8th. That's a lot of hair. Pass it on.
You know what? Maybe we can get him to cut it and donate it to you. We'll glue it up. Me and Murph will glue you up. What do you think? A little double-sided tape.
It wouldn't be bad to
right
have
to
it.
the scalp.
Would not be bad to have it again. It's been a long time.
Sign of wisdom, I heard.
Sign of something. I got to get the cul-de-sac cut. Ball's popped up. Foul territory. Alfaro makes the catch. Keeps that mask on.
I brought some clippers if you want me to lock you in.
I can wait till I get back.
I don't know. It's getting pretty shaggy up on the sides there.
It is pretty thick.
I mean, it's Larry Anderson thick right now. I don't have to worry about him text me. He's sound asleep by now.
What time is it? 5 after 10? I don't know.
Yeah. You'd either watching the Sixers.
Brinson, the batter, and he takes a strike. It's 0-1. John, the answer to your question about whether Justin Bour is available.
Well, you figured they'd use him in 8-4 on lead in the 8th against a lefty.
They were running out of guys.
Yep.
Bouncing ball left side. Bronco charges, tries to barehand, and it goes off his hand. A base hit. He might have had a chance to glove that and throw, but it was going to be close.
Yeah, I don't think they'd have got him. Brinson runs real well. It's been awful tough.
Well, Justin Bour out with a sore back is in the pinch hit. Oh, and 1. I don't think Bour agreed with that. Looked like a pretty good pitch.
Yeah, the only other bench player they have left is Holiday, the catcher, backup catcher. So you know you're not going to use him.
Oh, and 2. Curtis is out of Middle Tennessee State University. He was drafted in the 6th round in 2014 by the Diamondbacks. They traded him on to the Mariners. Made his major league debut in May of last year with Seattle.
See, also what makes his hair a lot like if his hair was on my head with my no neck,
It look longer?
it would look a heck of a lot longer. He has a neck. So that's why his flow's a lot longer than mine ever was.
You got to show him a picture of yours.
No, it's embarrassing.
Not now. I'm saying it back then.
No, it's embarrassing now. My kids flinch every time someone brings it up. And I get the proverbial, seriously, what were you thinking? When Dave Hollins threatens your life, if I cut my hair, you just don't cut your hair. Right?
Back then, yes. If Dave said that to you,
Yeah, he did.
he wouldn't threaten you anymore. Fly ball center field. Odubel is out there. And he'll reel it in for the 2nd out. Bour is retired. Now the top of the order, JT Realmuto. Wednesday, when the Phillies take on the San Francisco Giants, next Wednesday, the 9th, it's Teva Respiratory Night at the ballpark. All fans will receive that cap right there. Go to Phillies.com to purchase your tickets. All right, so Real Muto has been on base twice. His last 2 at-bats, he's 2 for 4. It's that one sharply right at shortstop. And Florimone will go the short way to finish off the Marlins. All right, so last opportunity for the Phillies. They're down by 4. Top of the order is due up when we return. The Marlins.
Well, it was a long one. Anderson having a great night at the plate. Got a fastball up in the zone from Tommy Hunter, and he just turned on it, hit it off the sun. Now, you hit one off the sun, you've hit it a long way. But that's our delivery of the game, brought to you by WB Mason.
All right, so Brad Ziegler will take over, trying to close it out for the Marlins. He is going to be the total opposite of the last pitcher for Miami. Ziegler is 3 for 3 in save opportunities. Guerrero throws 101. Ziegler does not.
Deception, location, and movement.
And there's the first pitch that moves low. It's 1-0.
Well, get a few on, see what happens.
Outside, 2-0.
You don't think Ziegler's one of those closers that comes in with a 4-run lead? It's not a safe situation and like gives up a few runs, and well, it's not the same adrenaline rush as
No.
it is. But don't you want to help your team win?
Yes. Oh, nice play by Prado. John, I was just taken aback when they announced the attendance. I thought it was a misannouncement, but 5,415
paid.
I don't think I've ever seen a major league game with this low attendance. Hoskins hits it toward the hole. What a play by Rojas, and he throws him out by plenty of feet. I'll tell you what, they have made some really strong defensive plays tonight.
Without question. I mean, tonight they're the better team. You know, for this one night. It's their GMC precision play. Miguel Rojas, see how quick he gets up, and Hoskins, he's not a burner, but still, that's a long throw and a perfect throw to Dietrich to get Hoskins, and now they're 1 out away from taking the first game of this 3-game series.
He got up fast and got that throw over. All right, so here's Odubel. Phillies are down to their final out. was a tough one to sell since it was on the outside part of the plate. No, Odubel raised his arms.
And I watch him just flip one out to left field for another hit.
Tried it again. Oh, 2 pitch. A little pop-up foul over to the third base side. Another one fouled off. Odubel looking for time.
Did he say thank you?
He did. It was very courteous.
He's a very polite young man.
Bouncing ball right side. Dietrich's got it. The toss to Ziegler in time. Odubel is out. 3-1 on the putout. And the Marlins have taken game 1 of this series by a final score of 8-4.
Maybe a delayed celebration.
Yeah, the Phillies are going to take a peek at that one just to see. It looked like he got him. So 3 groundouts for Ziegler. The Marlins close out a victory in game 1 of this 3-game series. 8-4 the final score. Brian Anderson is our Chevrolet player of the game, as he finished 3 for 4 with a double, a home run, 4 RBIs in tonight's ball game. Well, the Phils jumped out to a 2-0 lead, but could not hold on. They lose game 1. We'll be back to Marlins Park to wrap things up right after this.